Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Hour. My name is Miguel Sanchez, and in my ever growing quest to create financial freedom for me and you, I look to create content that helps you create multiple revenue streams because hopefully one day by watching my videos and learning with me, you and me can both be financially free. Today's video, I am going to be talking about how Facebook groups is one of the biggest opportunities right now as any entrepreneur, and why I believe entrepreneurs should be creating one. And I've created one, and I'm going to show you what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking about it, and why I believe it's a great opportunity and how you can start doing the same. So, many people use Facebook every day, and they're even in some Facebook groups. But as an entrepreneur, I've been seeing a lot more and more entrepreneurs create Facebook groups. And a lot of them keep it private and charge people to be inside them. Right now, mine is public. The link is in the description wherever you're watching. A Facebook group where I'm basically going to try to make a Facebook group that helps us all create multiple revenue streams, right? So it's called multiple revenue streams because I think right now we're in this like unprecedented time where it's never going to be a better time, I think, in our lifetimes. That's a big statement. In our lifetimes, to literally make ourselves whatever we want to be. So, right now, I want to make sure one, I come out of this okay financially in the best position I can be. So, I want to look at every revenue stream, understand it, seize whichever ones make the most sense. So I want to make sure the group gets as big as possible where we could figure a lot of that stuff out together because I don't know all these revenue streams. I'm not an expert in all of them. I'm an expert in technology, right? Not in stocks or real estate, right? So I want to help you and me figure some of this stuff out. So where I'm starting out, of course, is these revenue streams. And if you come to the Facebook group, again, it's on the link. I'm gonna put it in the chat actually, just to make sure. Um, if you come on to the group, the first thing is there's a quiz because I want to understand which revenue streams people are interested in the most. Why is that? Because then I'll start to bring guests, maybe on the Entrepreneur Hour, I'll bring guests that are really connected to that revenue stream. And then also inside of the show, and I mean, inside of the group, I can post things related to what I see when it comes to that revenue stream because I'm looking through every single revenue stream right now, trying to really understand it. I've been watching a lot of stuff on stock, a lot of stuff on angel investing, technology startups, real estate. I'm actually going back to the Dominican Republic in a few weeks to finish off my property that I'm going to be using as a vacation rental. So I'm looking at a bunch of different revenue streams. I'm making a game. Today I was working on some of the game art myself. And I'm even going to start creating content around that too. But I just think I want a place where people are thinking about how we grow our revenue streams. So the Facebook group is there. Anyone interested, jump in and let's start talking. But again, let me start talking to you about why creating a Facebook group is so important. So it comes back a lot of the things I've been talking about. The social dilemma is one of them, though. And what Facebook allows right now, because we've willingly given up our data to the platform, is a way of targeting like never existed before. So in a Facebook group, what you can do is what they say is you shouldn't start a Facebook group and just invite all your friends. You should tell your friends, and that's what I literally did it this morning. So some people in the group will be seeing. Actually, I'm going to share this to the group. I didn't put the group out and invite because you can do that, right? You can go on your Facebook and invite everybody that's your friend. The problem with doing that is if they're your friend, they're probably just going to like it to support or to look like they're supporting you, but they're not really interested in the content of that page. So the reason that is not a smart move is because later on, as you grow your Facebook group, what you can do is you can target people exactly like the people who have joined. So if you're muddying that data up with people that are not really that interested, Facebook is going to give that advertising to people that don't really care. So what you want to do is And I think it's smart in a way because it makes sure that the groups grow organically and not get gamed to have a bunch of people in there that don't care about the product. All right, so I get text messages all day. So I just got a text message about money. Allison, if you're watching, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Or we'll talk later. So right now I put the link in the description. You could jump in and figure out which revenue stream you're most interested in, and then you can join it if you want. Right now it's public, and basically I'm gonna keep it public for a while to see how big it can get, and everybody who's in it from the start will be in it free forever. But eventually, why am I talking about this as an entrepreneur is eventually I will close it off and create, people have to pay to be in it. So in the beginning, right now, I don't know for how long, I'll keep it open for anyone who goes in there. It'll be free for you forever. But eventually I'm going to close it and start charging people to be in there because it's going to create revenue for you. So of course, if it creates value, paying is part of the value, right? Because you get what you pay for, right? So that's another thing. People tend to join things and not really fully commit, but once they pay, they're going to be more interested. And I've done it. I've been in Facebook groups where I was in one Facebook group where I was paying $100 a month for them to teach me how to make shows like this one. And I was in that group for maybe 8 months. So I paid that guy $800, but I learned a lot, and I didn't do it. I didn't do the show that was more than 2 years ago, I feel like now. I was paying that for 8 months, learning it, but not doing it. And it's $100. It's not nothing. And so now I'm from learning from that, I'm saying, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I feel like maybe he did wrong? But his is great. He's still going. He's doing great with his. And he draws traffic. He has advertising. It's all kind of good stuff. But I think eventually I will get there. This is another revenue stream I'm looking at. It's called community. So why do I say every entrepreneur should have a Facebook group? Is because every entrepreneur should be growing a community, whether that is around your company. So I am also going to create a community around mass ideation where I will be showing people how to create their ideas. So what's the point of that? I want people to come in and have ideas, and I'm literally going to help them make their ideas happen without them having to use me. Like I can literally connect them to developers, user experience designers. Like yesterday I spoke about how to create an app. I'll be creating content like that. I'll be helping that community grow because I want as many ideas to happen as possible. That doesn't mean I can do all of them, right? But if I have content out there that helps you get your ideas going and a community helping you connect those dots, that's a good way to make ideas happen where I'm helping them happen without even being involved. But Facebook group is just the start, right? Facebook group is a good place to be, but it can't be your only place either, right? So I'm looking at Discord, Patreon, different places where, because a lot of people don't have Facebook. Some people don't like Facebook, right? So having a Facebook group may eliminate a lot of people. Just like a lot of people don't like Discord. A lot of people don't even know what Discord is, right? So part of it is you have to have a community in multiple places where people are interested in going. So if people are more interested in the Discord, they'll get on the Discord. If they're interested in the Facebook, or maybe they can be on both. I'm going to try to figure out how to keep content on both. I do think Discord, I haven't got that deep into Facebook yet. It's literally the first group I started was right now. Today I started it, and I said, I'm going to do a show later about it. So I'm not even fully understanding how to do the ins and outs, but I do know I can do shows like this that are just in the group, and I will figure out how to start doing that as well. But for now, I think I'll just keep all shows everywhere, and I will share in the group, which I'm going to do right now. Let me make sure I do that while I remember. And then the idea is eventually. Oops, I always do this. Do that while I remember. I always do that. So I'm posting this video into the Facebook group right now. So anybody who's in there already, this morning I got a few people who joined. So thank you if you joined the group already, and if you end up joining whenever you watch this video. But the idea is, as an entrepreneur or a company, community is key. Why do you want a community? A community is what people are really, really interested in your company or personal brand, right? So for me, I'm doing the personal brand community and I'm doing the mass ideation community. What's the difference, right? So you would think, man, Miguel, you have mass ideation. Why don't you just do that? Or, man, Miguel, you have the revenue stream, Miguel Sanchez World. Why not just do that? I believe those are two different communities. You may not care about building a product. So if you're in the Miguel Sanchez World community, you'll learn about that, but you may not be super interested. In the mass ideation community, how I'm thinking about it as an entrepreneur is I'm drawing people in that have ideas. And maybe I may like one of those ideas and want to get involved in them, or maybe one of those people may be willing to pay my company to build their product, right? So in a way, I'm drawing people in that have interest in what I do as a company. And then in the personal brand, I'm drawing interest in what I want to do as a regular person, right? As a person, I want to get 7 revenue streams, because they say the average millionaire has 7 revenue streams. So I'm like, all right, that's a goal. I'm 41. By the time I'm 100, I want to at least have 7 revenue streams that make me $100 a day. That's my goal. How am I going to make that goal happen? I'm doing it on my own, but what if I can create a community that helps me do it and we both do it, right? So you, as joining my community, you end up with more revenue streams. That's a win-win, because I'm learning, you're learning. On the mass ideation side, by me creating mass ideations community, if you have an idea and I help you get it done, you're winning and I'm winning, because my goal, mass ideation, the name says it itself, is my idea is to hopefully help as many ideas become reality as I can. So I mostly help agencies, startups, and brands do that. But where do startups, agencies, and brands start? From individual entrepreneurs. So sometimes, it's like I got to work with Chanel, but Chanel's dead. Coco Chanel's dead now. But imagine right now there's a Coco Chanel from the Bronx that needs help. So hopefully that girl or guy joins my mass ideation community, which is not even created yet. I will create a link in here. And somebody in that community, maybe me or somebody in the group, helps that person become the Chanel of the Bronx, right? So that's where the idea of a Facebook group comes in. And if anybody has questions, of course, I'm always looking for questions. Let me see if anybody's asking any. Nope, no so far. So why again, I think this is the perfect time, because right now, a lot of people are home more often than not. A lot of people are on Facebook. Facebook has 2 billion people a day, I think, a month, whatever. Let's say it's a month. 2 billion people a month get on Facebook. And if you can draw in, I think the audience is 100. I think if you can draw, I'll double check that, but I think if you can draw in 100 people into your Facebook group, you can start doing what's called Facebook audience, where you can take that same audience and start spending advertising money to grow that group by targeting people with the same exact data sets as that group. So let's say I have 100 people and a bunch of them are interested in real estate. I see they're interested in real estate. I can say, because again, I have a form. The first thing I did, there's a form. What revenue stream are you interested in? Why is that? Because I plan on creating content around every single revenue stream. But I want to start out with the most interested one of the group, right? So, of course, how would I know that without asking? So the first thing I do is, all right, tell me what to create for you. But what is that also doing? It's showing me what type of ads to spend money on to draw more people in, right? So maybe I see that real estate. I know real estate is going to be a high one. So let's say I see a lot of people want real estate. So one thing I can do is advertise and say, hey, want to create multiple revenue streams within real estate? Join my group. Or what I could do is say, all right, we have enough people at real estate. I want more people that are interested in creating content like I'm doing right now, creating revenue streams through content. So I'm going to start running ads to draw more people there in, right? So this, and or I can just say overall, Facebook will know the 100 people. It knows what you like. It knows what you do, what articles you like. It says, okay, we're gonna take that whole 100 people and create another list that matches the same interest, and not just the ones you put in, what you actually do on Facebook. So we'll show it to people who are like these people. And that, I don't know another place where that's possible and at that level, because Facebook has a lot of data on us, as you've seen in the past. And if you watch Social Dilemma, you understand more. If you watch the video I made about Social Dilemma, the Netflix special, it's really deep about how much data they have of us, but they have it. And as an entrepreneur, what do we have to do in times like this is when entrepreneurs come alive. Like, we thrive right now in economies like this is where we get rich and we put ourselves in better positions. Every entrepreneur you know will tell you, it was a down economy and I decided to do this, and now I'm here. I know I can't even think of many where that's not the story. So right now we are in it. We're in it. Maybe in the middle of it, maybe in the beginning of it. We don't know. So I'm saying, okay, I don't want to miss this opportunity, one, for myself, but now there's tools like this where I could bring in the whole community and we could figure it out together. Like, that's never really been possible. I know you could have forums and this and that, but it would have been really hard to find like-minded people to join in and start working and helping each other grow. I've been around this internet thing for 20 years and I don't know another opportunity like Facebook groups. So I said, you know what? Let's stop talking about it. Let's be about it. And I never really talk about Facebook groups. You haven't really heard me talking about this in my content, but I've been thinking about growing a community. And it is one of the revenue streams that I have in the back burner of my mindset, because what a community does, especially if you are an entrepreneur that's more of a personal brand like what I'm doing versus the mass ideation, is it draws people in. And I guess on the mass ideation side too, eventually you can sell to that audience, right? Because here's the thing. Let's say you start watching my videos and I team up with a stock market expert. And that stock market expert has a course that costs $500 to teach you how to be an expert stock trader. And I say, hey, I have a group with 5,000 people in it, and a large percent of them are interested in stocks. How about we do this? You give me an affiliate link, I put it in my group, and anybody who signs up, I make a percentage. Would that be interesting to you? I know it'll help my group because it's a good course. I make money. I don't got to charge them. You're charging them, but you need money to do what you do. So it's a win-win-win, right? Or I could create my own stock course and make all of it, right? So that gives that ability, because now you have a captive audience that you start to understand what they want. And it's the same thing I'm thinking on both sides. For mass ideation, I've been thinking this for a long time. My company can build anything. I just don't know what people want us to build. I build stuff for clients that come to us with ideas, but I'm hoping through a community, I start to see what people want, and maybe we create it. Like, we could create it together, or my company just creates it, because I know the need is there. But it's hard for me from where I sit. I see a bunch of different ideas, but I don't know what the next big idea is. Nobody does. But maybe in a community, it can start to unearth itself, where I start seeing a lot of people are asking for this. Is something like this on the market? No? Okay, I'll make it. So it's a win in every way possible. So where do you start, right? The way I see it is, first, like I did, start with a quiz where you just ask questions of the people who are joining to make sure you're giving them value, right? So right now on mine, I'll share my screen because I fixed that yesterday. I'll show you what people are so far saying in the group. Um, okay, so let me reset this. And of course, so you see my post is there. So here in this, I put game creation. Why is that? Because I know a lot of people come to me and say, I want to be around, I want to be involved in gaming, or I want to make a game. So I want to understand how many people are interested in gaming as a revenue stream. Business creation. So you may have an idea for a business, you just don't know where to start. Consulting. That's a huge, I do it myself as kind of through mass ideation though. But this is where you sell your skills for money, right? So you say, all right, I'm willing to design your logo and you pay me, right? So consulting but consulting can also be strategy. It can be a bunch of things. Real estate, as I spoke about, real estate is a big one where everybody thinks of first. Oh, I want to create another revenue stream. I'm going to get a real estate property. And I want to learn more about that myself because I'm doing it. Public speaking. Public speaking is a big revenue stream that I've been looking at for years, and I'm actually slacking in that department. I'm supposed to make a speech. Someone asked me to make a speech, and I need to work on that. But I want people that are interested in public speaking because I'm telling you, public speaking is one of the best revenue streams you could have. Why is that? Really quickly, there's people that make $100,000 to speak for 1 hour, also being flown to the best places in the world, getting to stay at the best hotels in the world for free. I want that to be me. So I'm working on that. Courses. I just spoke about the opportunity of having a Facebook group and starting to understand what type of course would make sense to that group. So imagine you get your group up to 1,000 people. And you say, okay, 10% of this audience is really interested in real estate. Like I said, or stocks. Let's go back to the stock. And then I say, okay, now I have this course. Let's say I make $100 per course and have 10 people sign up, or 10 out of the 100, which is 10% of the 100. I just made $1,000, right? And all I did was connect dots that weren't connected before, right? But they are connected because they came into my community and I understood how to help them. And then I have the person who can help them because it's not my forte. I'm going to get in that course too with you guys. So I'll get commission even on myself, and I will learn the stock too because I want to learn about stocks too. So all these revenue streams are things that I'm kind of interested in, and I'm working on each one in a way, some more than others, of course. But in my goal for 7, there's I think 13 here or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 revenue streams right there. All you need is 7 to make you money, every month, and you can become a millionaire. That's what they say. So if you're interested, again, join that. Okay, so I'll go back and take this off. So yeah, so let's say you create that form, you start understanding. Another big thing I've seen all of these groups do is they do a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly video that's just for the group. So why do that? Right now, I don't think I'm going to do that because I do this, right? To me, I'll draw people in, and that group will still benefit from that until I have a big enough amount of information to really understand something that just is targeting for the group. Because my YouTube channel and everything I'm doing, Facebook, wherever I'm at, is revenue streams generating, right? So everything I do in this group will kind of be connected to my YouTube channel. So or all my content. So everything I create is going to kind of be created for this group. So makes sense that everything I do is there, and maybe it'll create more views for those videos because I have a more curated list of people that are interested in this, instead of posting it to my Facebook friends or Twitter where most people don't care. Most people on that list are not interested in this, so it may not make as much sense. So, but what if I know, okay, there's a lot of real estate people here. Let me get a real estate person and ask them questions. How about this? I'll ask the group, what questions should I ask this person? What are you having trouble with? All right, you want to know tax advantages. You know what? How about this? Let's get an accountant on that deals with real estate. so we can pay less tax like Donald Trump. Political joke. But basically, part of what a community does is it helps you to get an audience that's interested in what you do to come to you. That's pretty good. Once you have that community, you can work with them and understand what they want. You may be not even providing a service to this group that you find through the group. And that to me is a huge, huge opportunity. And I'm looking forward to seeing and understanding that from a personal brand and from a company's perspective. Again, today I will be making the mass ideation one. Right now, I just call it multiple revenue stream one is available. It's up and it's linked. So once you create multiple videos and you have videos that just live in this group, now you start, or not, like I'm going to do, now you start to understand people comment in the group, people ask questions outside, and then you start to really understand what type of content to create more of. Like I just said, I'll bring in an accountant, I'll bring in a person that does real estate, all based on what I'm learning in the community, right? So why Facebook over Discord or Patreon first? I'm doing Facebook first because I think it's the easiest way to find like-minded people because of the data. Facebook has a lot of data on people that it would be really hard for me to find groups that will want to join my group based on, the old school ways of doing it. I could do things like Reddit, which I will. I'm going to go on Reddit, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and I'm definitely going to try to draw people into my Facebook group through these platforms. They also have their own platforms. So LinkedIn has its own groups that I will look into as well. Like I said, Facebook is the start, but I think I'm going to create a group in all the group places, because what if you don't have Facebook? You're just on LinkedIn. Or what if you don't have LinkedIn, but you're just on Facebook? What if you want to be on either of them and you just rather be on Discord? I'm going to have every opportunity for people to be able, wherever they want, and get the information that they want. And then once I get it to a point where it makes a lot of sense and it's working and I can find ways of generating revenue, I'm going to close it off and either charge people to get in, or I'm going to figure out some revenue stream way. And I don't care if it takes years. It's going to be figured out over time. It's not going to happen like this. Every time I talk to entrepreneurs and they're like, oh yeah, 6 months, 3 months, I'm like, you're right. Things take 10 years, they say. So if you're not willing to start something that you think is going to take 10 years to figure out, don't even start it. So every revenue stream I have here, I'm 41. That means by the time I'm 51, I'll understand all these revenue streams. Sure, sign me up. No problem. So, and I know this for a fact because I remember creating my first, the business I have still, not first, mass ideation. I remember my first client, he told me, and he was a Hispanic guy who was trying to mentor me. He was like, it's going to take you 10 years to really learn how to run this business. And I was like, whatever. Maybe it took you 10 years. Not going to take me 10 years. And he's right. 100% right. I look at the first 10 years and I had no clue what I was doing. I may still not have an idea of what I'm doing. Maybe 20 years from now, I'm like, oh yeah, 10 years ago, I had no idea. But it takes time. It takes time. And I was full time in that business for 10 years and it took me time. So if this is your side hustle and you have a job 9 to 5 and then you're doing this on the side, it's going to take you even longer. So why multiple revenue streams? It's because if you have multiple revenue streams, you could probably leave that job sooner or be financially free, which means you don't need any job. These revenue streams pay your bills, right? Right now, I'm not in that position. Mass ideation pays my bills. And if mass ideation gets in trouble, I'm in trouble, right? So in pandemic, like right now, I'm lucky enough where I do something that right now people need. But that may not always be the case. So if I'm just relying on one revenue stream, I'm putting myself and my kids in a dangerous position, right? So I said, okay, last bad economy, I started mass ideation, right? So I was talking about in the beginning of this video, people are able to shift their mindsets in these economies. In bad economies, in a pandemic, which is 100 years, every 100 years. But now, this one is a pandemic and a bad economy at the same time. You have a chance to recreate yourself. You could recreate yourself in whatever way you want, build a community that you guys together can become what it is you want to be, right? So I'm trying to do that probably through too many, but at the end of the day, I know personally I will be working on each one of these, some more than others. Like I said, I'm going to take the 80-20 approach, which means I spend 80% of my time on these and 20% of my time on these. So of course, right now, I am really interested to see what the community cares about, because maybe it will change the way I spend my 80-20. Right now, of course, my 80 is mass ideation, and mass ideation is connected to MetaBronx. So those are the two things where I'm going to spend the bulk of my time, because they pay my bills. And the more I can grow those, the better. But then with the 20%, I'm going to be looking at the real estate. And I'm also in a lucky position, because mass ideation can help me with any of the revenue streams, really. Like, for instance, the real estate. I'm going to create software around running multiple properties. Mass ideation could create that, right? And then it could bill or charge a fee for other people to use it, right? So it's another revenue stream for mass ideation and me, right? And that is one of the plans on in the back of my crazy brain, based on this first property. What I'm doing with this first property is I'm looking at how to formalize what I just did with my partners. I have a partner there right now that's buying a ridiculously awesome home, and he's just showing me right now. Before this, he called me on FaceTime to show me, and I'm like, I'm about to go live at 3 o'clock. I don't want to see this. I'd rather be over there with you. But I'm going in a few weeks anyway, so I'm lucky in that aspect too. I really am, and I appreciate everything, and I appreciate you watching. So if you're watching, please like this video, because by liking it, shows it to more people. Hopefully more people come into my community, and we could help each other grow our revenue streams. So today, for instance, I was thinking about this group all day, and I was also shooting another video, which I'm going to, of course, bring to the community, but I'm bringing to everyone, because my stuff is for everyone and the community. But the idea behind that video was, a lot of Americans, they say, don't even have a $400 emergency fund. So when you're thinking about multiple revenue streams, right, it's going to take investment. You're going to pay something. You're going to pay something to somebody to learn something faster. You're going to need money to invest in yourself or something. So you're going to need a savings account. Like, you need to save up. Right now, they're saying 40% of Americans don't even have $400 in their bank account. That's tough. But I know this from the last economy drop too. I didn't take advantage of these, but you can, and you are probably. A lot of people are on unemployment, right? So if you're on unemployment, if you can be saving that money, and I know it's not that much money. I know it's not like you can live off of it. But if you could just say, look, 10% of this I'm going to save. I'm going to put it somewhere. I got a video I'm going to be creating for you about an app called Yada, and I'm going to link you to it. But the idea of this bank is you are able to save money through gamification. And that is super interesting. Why is that? I won't go too deep into it on this video, but if you're interested, sign up there. We'll both get 100 free Yada tickets. So really quickly, I'll talk about it really quickly. What this does is it saves your money at a higher interest rate than most banks. Not all banks, but definitely like the Chases, the Citibanks of the world, Wells Fargo's. It gives you a higher interest rate on your savings account than those. But on top of that, it enters you in a lottery of the company where they give away up to $10 million a week. So what happens is you put your money in this bank, and it stays there. It grows slowly but faster than other banks. And you also enter to win in this crazy prize. Last week I won 20 cents, but that's 20 cents I didn't have. And I show in the video how that all happened. I just shot it today, so it's not going to be up right this second. But if you watch this maybe a day or so, it will be. But again, that's content to the revenue streams. Why is that? It's saving. But you can't create multiple revenue streams without saving money. So that's been one of my Achilles heels. I'm not a great saver. I invest the money as soon as I get it, and I don't save enough to have for other opportunities. Or just emergency, right? I have an emergency fund, but I don't have 6 month emergency fund. I don't even have a 3 month emergency fund. But I'm a hustler. I know I'll make my bills. I'll get it done, right? But at the end of the day, in a bad economy, not everybody is going to be able to do that. So you want to save first before you start investing. So of course, part of my content is going to be how can you save? And little tricks like that, like an app like that kind of gamifies saving. If it helps me, hopefully it can help you. And of course, I create content around it. But that's the type of thing I'm going to create, right? If you think about it, phone call to the office. But the idea is how to put you in the best position to get into multiple revenue streams, right? So the idea is first is have a savings. Have some type of savings, at least $500, because 40% of Americans don't even have that. So have something where you have an emergency. If you have an emergency, you can do that, right? So, Facebook group. When you create your Facebook group, oh man. All right. Phone call. So, after you create this content, what else can you do with a Facebook group that makes it so valuable? Is you can start to connect any product to that Facebook group. So for instance, right now I talked about a guy who was charging $100 a month to be in the group while he helped you create your own show. So a lot of the learning is I had from that group for about 8 months, I got from this guy's group and the people he had in his group. So, and then when the pandemic hit, I was like, okay, this is the time to create my content that I've been talking about for years. Like, I took this Facebook group, I never did it. Now I'm going to do it because I'm stuck home anyway. I'm going to start putting up shows. So, of course, I get targeted by an ad that says, want to grow your YouTube faster? Join this 7-day challenge. What was the 7-day challenge? He basically put us all in a group, a Facebook group. He ran ads to join his free Facebook group, right? And he said for 7 days, we're going to go live every day and show you how to grow your YouTube channel. I was like, all right, let's do it. So, free, right? Get into the channel. First day, he goes live like 6 hours. No, like 6 hours. I couldn't even watch it all. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to keep up with this. So what does he do? He puts out a video. He says, oh, if you're having trouble keeping up, for $150 or $100, I think it was $100, give us $100 right now, and we will give you the archive footage once it's over. So you don't have to worry about seeing this every day, watching all 7 hours a day of content. So he got me. He got me on that $100. Not going to lie. I was like, you know what? I want to learn this. This guy knows his stuff. It's going to take me much longer if I don't spend this $100 than if I do. Thank you, Art to Craft. Thank you for the comment. Says, thanks for the hour, easy to listen to. Thank you. So I said, this $100, I'm investing in myself. I can take years to figure out what this guy's going to teach me for $100. So I gave him the $100. No problem. Then, during the week, there was challenges. So in the group, he's posting challenges. He's saying, okay, I want people to create a 1-minute video that is like this by tomorrow. Everybody post your video here. Everybody started posting it. I was like, all right, let me try it. Did it. Then the next day, he started teaching you about thumbnails. All right, everybody make your thumbnail. So it was super engaging. I was there every day in the group. The group ends. I paid the $100. I got to watch all the other content. I get an email. Hey, do you want to be a part of our inner circle? It's $100 a month. Here's what you get. You get access to all of our courses, and you get access to our private Facebook group where we help people really grow their channels. I've paid it in the past. I did it again. And right now I'm in that group. And it's helping me with my Facebook and my YouTube and everything, because the stuff that I'm learning in there, it could have took me years to figure this out. And of course, if you want, you can always find information for free. You can always, circumvent paying. Of course, it's just going to take you a lot longer. That's what you pay for, speed, right? So in a way, when you create a Facebook group, you're creating an environment to allow you to give that community speed towards whatever goal they want, and you make money off of it. So in a way, I don't see a better way for any business to grow than to start creating connections with a community that cares about the thing you sell. Like, seriously, right? Like, just think about that. Like, okay, I sell brooms, and I create a Facebook group about broom lovers, and these broom lovers, I start to show them brooms and they buy them, like, duh. It just makes total sense. So when I think about, this opportunity of Facebook groups, of course, they change algorithms and all these different things to make it harder for you to get to the people. That's another reason groups is actually good. Because when you create a Facebook fan page, so like I have the Miguel Sanchez World fan page on Facebook. When I post something there, it doesn't even show it to all the people that are following me. It shows it to a certain percentage. But I think with groups, it shows it to everybody. I'm pretty sure it's different. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure because there's a lot more engagement, right? People are interested. When I post something on Miguel Sanchez World, it's really about the stuff I talk about, which could have a range, right? It could be, before I created all this multiple revenue stream things, it could be, check out this TED Talk, or check out this article that I thought was interesting around technology, But with a group, there's much more engagement around the interest, because it's around interest, right? So right now, my interest of this group is around creating multiple revenue streams. So people are going to be watching that because they're interested. And when I post something, they're going to probably watch it because they're interested in the information, right? Versus the likes on a Facebook fan page are a little different. Like, it's just it's a different mindset, I think. I'm getting a bunch of text messages, but if you're texting me right now and you're watching, put it in the comments. And I'll answer. Actually, let me make sure I'm not getting any comments on Facebook, because I know there's also a thing with groups where you could create shows like I'm creating right now internally only to the Facebook group, and only allow people in the Facebook group to comment on the live. So that's another great opportunity, right? Because what happens when you create this walled off group where it costs money to be inside of it, and you could create content where it's blasted everywhere, but only people in that group can ask you questions live and you answer them. So now that creates this interest to be in that group. So interest to be paid, to go into it, to be helped a little more. So that's where this I just saw this in a very good way during this YouTube challenge. You go into the major group. That group had tens of thousands of people in it. For free, of course. He was running ads. So it's his funnel. If you think about the funnel is the first top is just awareness. People just need to be aware that you exist. The next part of the funnel is being interested in some way, the lightest touch possible. So for him, it was a free. Or actually, it was his social media first. So I followed this guy on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram for years. I have followed him for years. So that's the lightest touch. I was aware of him, but then I followed him. So that was, I went down his funnel. I followed him on YouTube, all these places. But on Instagram is where I saw the ad. So of course, had to do with Facebook. Saw the ad. I'm running a 7-day challenge to help you grow your YouTube right now. Free. I was like, of course they're targeting me because I'm trying to grow YouTube. So he was doing something with his targeting where he knew I was finding YouTube content around growing my YouTube. Targets me. I go into this free group. Thousands and thousands. You had to see every time the comments was just, and I was like, man, this guy's huge. He has a whole team making money, being paid. His group makes over $2 million a year. So he's able to pay a staff salaries just around this group. And then he has courses and all this stuff. So it's a good business, right? Think about that. $2 million a year helping people. Don't really get better than that, right? So, and helping people on your own terms. Because this group, he goes live 2 times definitely a month. And then they have little sporadic other videos that they bring just to the group. You don't really know when those are going to happen. They have a calendar, but they don't have them like definitely scheduled like they do the main 2. Right? And then they literally answer questions. Like the other day I had a problem with StreamYard, which is the thing I use. And you get also a link to it and use that. And you get $10 free if you want to use that. But I found that through a group actually. Actually, I think it was during Gary Vaynerchuk. Then I started noticing it everywhere in the groups. A lot of people using it in the groups. So what ends up happening is I go in there and I ask a question about StreamYard. Hey, I'm having a problem with the audio. It feels like my audio, the syncing is off. And I'm wondering if it's just me. Am I doing something wrong? So one of the guys in the community, one of the owners that get paid by this community, he reaches out and he says, hey, Miguel, it's not just you. It happens to me too. So don't worry about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Saved me maybe 2-3 days of rabbit hole, like looking videos, because I was already going down a rabbit hole. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Searching YouTube, can't find nothing. Searching Google, can't find nothing. Put it in that group. Not the free one, the paid one. One of the guys that makes the videos answers me, saves me days. And mental, ability, because that was in my brain, like, damn, how am I going to fix this? And now I don't think about it. I know it's just a problem that everybody faces, and he saved me days of time, right? That's what a community does. It helps give you access to the people that need what you do, and helps them get help faster than you currently can. Because the old school way is hopefully somebody emails you and comes on your website and emails you, and then you see it and you respond. Think about all that time and effort when they're just in your Facebook group and they ask a question, you can answer and right away help somebody, right? So at the end of the day, I do believe this is a huge opportunity. And of course, anyone interested in more has questions, because definitely join my Facebook groups, because you're going to be learning how to do it. But don't join if you're not interested, right? Honest. If you're not interested in growing multiple revenue streams, don't join the Facebook group. Just don't. It's not going to help you or me. You may be thinking you're supporting me. You're my friend, and that's cool. Thank you. But if you're not interested, I wouldn't want you to do it anyway, because in a way you're not supporting by doing it. Because if you're not really interested, later when I try to target people who are, I'm going to target people that are, you're going to be in the data set. And it doesn't really help the business to do that. So any groups you're in or fan pages you're liking and you're not really interested in the content, you should just unlike that, because you're actually making it harder for that business or community to grow. And that's how I'm going to end it, because I got some other stuff to take care of. I got to edit this video too. But thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, again, thank you so much. Please like it. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I'm really trying to grow that because why? It will become another revenue stream very soon. So I'm trying to grow that to get to be a revenue stream as well. And the Facebook group right now is something I started today, but you'll come along for that journey as well. Again, thank you. And just like I did today, Innovate every day. Today I woke up and I said, what's the innovation of today? I said, you know what? I'm gonna get into that Facebook group thing. I never did it, but now this is how I'm innovating today. And then, of course, I created a video on this innovative way of saving and playing lotto at the same time, right? I have to edit that though. It's not done. But how are you innovating today? And if you're not, you have to think, innovate every day. Thank you.